Elective, the day has arrived. We are here for week 1 of the Kids Elective experience, and I am so excited that you are here with us and excited to be your host for these next 6 weeks. My name is Maddie, if I haven't met you yet, and I would love to meet you, and even though we're not in person, I still get to. So you'll see on the screen, because this is a YouTube premiere, there's a chat box somewhere, maybe up, down, I'm not quite sure where it is on the screen. But in the chat box, I would love for you to write your name and say, hey, my name is, and I'm in grade 17, maybe. And just get to know who's here a little bit more. I get to know you, you get to know some other people that are doing it. But we're gonna use that chat box every single week together, because then it feels like we're, a bit closer. So use that, write your name, and I will also be chatting in that box to communicate with you as well. So how are these videos gonna work? 1, you got your first step down. You joined. This is awesome. After this, I'm going to introduce you to our first activity and the kid leader that I'm going to introduce you to in a moment, and they're going to take you through the activity. That's when you're going to need your pack. That pack has all the supplies that you need. Use them. You're going to need every single piece of it. It's going to be awesome. And then after you go through that activity, we are going to jump to a Bible story or a teaching, and we're just going to really dive into some of those stories that God writes in His Bible and get to know those things together. So are you ready? We're going to jump in. I'm so excited. But before we go into the first activity, I need you to get to know me for one little moment. So again, use the chat box on the side again to write down your answer. But we are going to play a little game called 2 Truths and a Lie. So I'm going to give you 3 facts about me. 2 of them are true and 1 of them is not. So I'm going to say them in the chat box. I want you to say which one you think the lie is, and then I'll tell you what it is. Okay, here we go. 1, I have kissed a giraffe. 2, I've gone scuba diving. 3, I've gone tobogganing down a mountain. I've kissed a giraffe, I've gone scuba diving, I've gone tobogganing down a mountain. Which one is the lie? I'll give you 10 more seconds. Okay, close enough. If you guessed that scuba diving was a lie, you'd be right. I've never gone scuba diving, but I have kissed a giraffe and I have gone tobogganing down a mountain. Both were quite an adventure. All right, now that you know a little bit about me, I'm going to also get to know you a little bit more throughout this time. I'll be asking you some fun questions in our intros. But now I want you to meet Adeline, and she is going to teach you how to do this special craft this week. Let's go.
Hello, my name is Adeline, and I'm in grade 4. This is fall edition of Kids Electives. Today we will be making a fall tree because it's kind of getting close to fall. What you will need is a white sheet of paper, a paintbrush, a pencil, some paints. The colors you will need are red, orange, yellow, green, and brown, a bowl of water, and some paper towel. So how we start this is placing our hand on our piece of paper. You might need a parent, or you can do this by yourself. And we're going to trace our hand. Once you are done, we get to paint in our tree. So you will dip your paintbrush in the brown and start painting inside of your hand. Once you are done, this is what it will look like. Now for the fun part. You get to use your fingers. So you dip your finger in any color of paint except brown. I'm going to start with red, but you can start with any color. And dab your finger around the fingers. Your fingers are the branches, so that's what hold the leaves. Once you think you're done that color, you can dip it in your bowl of water and rub the paint off, and then dry your finger off on a paper towel. Now I'm going to do orange, but you can do any color. And it doesn't matter if the colors are mixed, because usually the colors of leaves are always mixed. Once you're done that color, you can wash it off and move on. Now I'm going to do yellow. Do green, but I'm not going to do lots of green because usually in fall there isn't many green leaves. Once you are done that color, you are done. And this is what it will look like. Thank you for watching the fall edition of Kids Electives. Bye!
So huge thanks to Adeline for showing us this craft. I thought the painted tree was perfect for this season of fall. I don't know about you, but when I walk around and see the trees changing colors, it's pretty amazing. So I hope you had fun doing that, and especially getting a little bit messy. Who doesn't love that? All right, now we are going to transition to our devotional, which is a skit all about the story of someone named Esther. All right, let's go.
Hear, hear, a toast to King Xerxes, the greatest king the land of Persia has ever seen. To King Xerxes.
Your Majesty, this is a wonderful banquet. The food is delicious.
You know what would make this banquet even more wonderful, my queen? For you to display your beauty to all the people of Persia.
What? I'm not doing that.
Do you dare defy your king's request? I hereby exile you from the land of Persia. You are banished. Escort her out of the castle.
Your Majesty, you do realize that now you don't have a queen. What are you going to do about that?
It's simple. I will host a beauty pageant for all the young women of Persia. That way we will find my new queen. Send out the messengers. We must find my new queen at once.
Esther, come look at this!
Mordecai, what's going on?
It says the king is trying to find a new queen. All of the beautiful young women of Persia are invited to the citadel of Susa for a chance to be King Xerxes' new queen. Esther, you should enter.
I don't know. What if I lose?
But what if you win? Think about it. When will there ever be another opportunity like this?
All right, I'll do it. I'll enter the king's beauty pageant.
Fantastic! Now I need you to remember two things. The first is to trust in God's plan for you. To trust that he'll take care of you while you're there. And the second is to never, ever, under any circumstances, tell anyone that you're Jewish. It could be very dangerous.
Okay, I won't tell anyone.
Hi, I'm Hannah.
Esther,
So, Esther, are you nervous to see the king?
definitely you.
Definitely.
Anna,
I guess that's me.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Okay, Esther, you got this. Everything's going to be fine. If it's God's plan for you to become queen, you'll become queen. If not, no hard feelings. You've got nothing to worry about. Maybe Hannah will become queen.
Esther,
Your name is Esther, you say?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Spin around for me.
we have a few questions to ask you, Esther. If you do become queen, what do you hope to accomplish?
Well, I come from a poor family, so I want to provide food and money for the poor in the city and help protect the people of Persia.
One more question. Why do you want to become queen?
It's a great opportunity to make a difference and be an honor to be the queen.
Well, I'm sold. Esther will be crowned the new queen of Persia, and you will be my second for helping me find my new queen.
I can't believe he picked that commoner girl to be the new queen. He should have picked my daughter.
We would make a much better queen.
I know. And I don't like the way he's running the kingdom. We should make a plot to assassinate him.
Esther, I just heard two guards planning to kill the king. They must be stopped.
That's terrible. I'll tell him right now. Bebop, bebop.
Queen Esther, what is it?
A man at the palace gates named Mordecai overheard two of your guards planning to assassinate you.
What? I'll have this dealt with right away. Thank you, to you and to this man. I will remember this.
Aren't you going to bow down to me? I'm the king's second in command.
No,
What do you mean, no?
you're not God and you're not the king. I don't have to bow down to you.
One more chance.
No.
Get out of my sight. How dare you disrespect me like this? I'm going to pay, like all of his people pay. Jewish, so I'll kill all the Jewish people in Persia. That'll show them not to mess with Haman.
Ah, yes, Haman. I believe you had something you wanted to discuss with me?
Yes, you see, Your Majesty. Our officials were traveling our beautiful kingdom, and they came across something very alarming. It's a very dangerous group of people living among our loyal citizens. They have a different way of life than us, they follow different traditions, and they don't follow your rules, Your Majesty.
This is unexpected. What do you propose we do?
Well, you see, I've already come up with a plan to destroy these dangerous rebels. We just have to decide when.
And how will we do that?
Well, using these dice that I have. See, we'll destroy them on the 13th day of the 12th month.
Very well then. Messenger! Go forth. Tell all the people of Persia that on the 13th day of the 12th month, all of these rebels will be executed.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Mordecai, what's wrong?
Haven't you heard? The king has ordered for all the Jews in Persia to be executed a few months from now.
That's terrible. Why would he do this?
I don't know, but I think Haman has something to do with this. You have to try and stop them.
But it's too dangerous to go see the king without him requesting to see me first. If he doesn't reach out his royal scepter to save my life, I'll be killed. I can't do that. That's the law.
Esther, I know you're scared. How do you think the rest of us feel? If you don't do this, God will find another way to save us. But don't you think that maybe you were made queen for such a time as this?
Alright, I'll go talk to the king. But you take all the Jews in the city and fast together for 3 days. I'll do the same, then I'll go talk to the king. Even though it's against the law, and even if I can die. Alright, Esther, you got this. You just need to walk in there and trust that God doesn't let your husband kill you. Only Mordecai, the rest of your family, and every Jewish person in Persia is counting on you. No pressure.
What is it, Queen Esther? What do you need?
I have prepared a banquet for you and Haman, your majesty, if you'd like to join me.
Well, of course. Bring me Haman. I do love banquets.
Anyways, he says to him, "Orange, you glad to see me?"
Oh, Haman, you always have the funniest of stories. No, tell me, Esther, what is it you really wanted? You've never been one to throw banquets out of the blue.
How about this, your majesty? I'll host another banquet for you two tomorrow, and I'll tell you then.
Sounds good to me. I do love banquets.
The rep. My wonderful wife.
Hello, darling. How's the banquet?
It was great. You know, I was the only one Queen Esther invited to the banquet she threw for the king.
That's awesome, Haman.
Plus, the king has been great to me lately. Promoted me to second in command, gave me a huge promotion, and now everyone has to bow to me, even the nobles.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, it's all great, but it doesn't really matter that much because there's this one man, a Jewish man, Mordecai. See, he's always just sitting by the palace gates. It's like he's mocking me. He never gives me the respect I deserve.
Well, if you're the second in command, can't you just ask the king to execute him?
It's a great idea.
Servant,
What do you need, your majesty?
it says here that during my reign over Persia, a man named Mordecai warned Queen Esther about a plot to assassinate me. What has been done to honor this man?
Nothing, your majesty.
It is unacceptable. Go, bring me Haman. He will think of something.
Your Majesty.
Ah, Haman. Now what would you do for a man I would like to honor?
Well, if you really want to honor someone, you should give them one of your robes, give them one of your horses, put a crown on their head, parade them through the city, saying, "This is what the king does for those he wishes to honor."
Yes. Go find a man named Mordecai and do all this for him. Spare no expense.
Why Mordecai?
Well, it's what every day somebody stops an assassination attempt on my life. Now go. So, tell me, Esther, what is that you really wanted? At yesterday's banquet, you said you would tell me at today's banquet.
Your majesty, I'm asking you to spare my life. Spare the life of my people. They'll be killed in just a few months. Please stop this. My people are loyal to you and just want to live in peace.
What? Who's done this?
Haman did, your majesty.
What? Arrest him! I can't believe this. You will be executed tonight.
This is Mordecai, my king. He is my cousin.
So you're Mordecai then. You seem like an honorable man and you've done well for your people. How would you like to live in Haman's old house? It's nice and big and it's near to the castle. So you'll always be close to your cousin.
Thank you very much, Your Majesty.
That's very kind of you, your majesty. But there's still a problem. You signed off on Haman's plan to kill my people with your royal signet ring. And according to the Persian law, any law made with that ring can't be undone. Please make a new law, one that overrules Haman's evil one, that allows the Jewish people of Persia to live in peace.
Of course I will, my queen. You know I would do anything to make you happy.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
You did it, Esther. You saved us all.
I couldn't have done it without God watching over me and keeping me safe.
Trusting the Lord's plan for you will give you peace.
I was really made a queen for such a time as this.
I think the story of Esther is wild, and it really teaches us that we can trust God because He will give us peace. No matter the circumstances, we can trust Him and He'll give us peace even when it's hard. And so next week, we're going to talk about the story of Esther and do a little bit of a teaching, but I wanted you to see and hear the story of Esther this week first. But that is what it's all about, is that we can trust God because He will give us peace. Okay, now we're gonna go see Pam, and Pam is from our North Park Stratford location. Shout out to all of our friends in Stratford. And she is going to take us through our memory verse for this time.
Hey everyone, I'm Pam, and it's time for our memory verse for Kids Elective. So for Kids Elective this time, our scripture is from Psalm 28, verse 7. It's not very long, and I think that you can probably remember it because you have 6 weeks to learn it. But what helps me remember scripture is when I learn the action. So I'm going to teach you guys the actions to Psalm 28, verse 7. And it goes, "The Lord is my strength and my shield. In Him I trust with all my heart." Okay, so I'm going to teach you those. So we start almost like with a thumbs up, pointed to yourself, and then up towards the sky. That's for Father or for Lord. The Lord is my strength. Show your muscles. And then like a shield, He's also like a shield. So you almost draw the shield around. Okay? In Him I trust. So like you're pulling something in with all. You put your hands together, and then one goes all the way around to the back. All my. And then you put your middle fingers together, and you draw a little heart. So let's try that together. All right. The Lord is my strength and my shield. I trust Him with all my heart. And what is it? Psalm 28, verse 7.
And that concludes week 1 of our Kids Elective experience. I hope you had a great time doing the craft and learning about Esther and saying hi to Pam with our memory verse. But we will see you next week for week 2. And also be thinking, are there any friends that you want to invite? Because you totally can, and you can pick up a pack for them next week as well. And with that, I will say farewell, and I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next Tuesday for week 2.